Good evening, everyone. My name is Gaurav Kumar Jain, and I welcome you to this amazing channel named Geeks for Geek School. So, today, as you guys know, we are going to develop again a very amazing game on Pycharm using Python. Now, before we dive into the platform, I would first like to tell you about this amazing course which Geeks for Geeks has come up with. So, this course is based upon data structures and algorithm. And if you don't know about data structures and algorithms, so let me first tell you about what actually a data structure and algorithm is, and why do we require it. So basically, a computer program is a set of instructions which is used to perform a specific task. Now, for this, a computer program may need to store data, retrieve data, and perform computations on that data. Right. Now, what is a data structure and how is it important for the data which the a computer program processes? So, a data structure is basically a named location that can be used to store and organize data. And an algorithm is a collection of sequential steps which are used for solving a particular problem. Now, learning data structures and algorithm allows us to write efficient and optimized computer programs. Right. And this DSC tutorial will guide you to learn different types of data structures and algorithms and their implementations in programming languages like Python, C, C++, etc. So we have developed the course keeping students of ninth to 12th in mind. So here in this course, we are going to give live classes to the grade to 9th to 12th grade students, right? And in case you are a graduate or you are pursuing your post graduation, then this course is also for you if you want to know about data structures and algorithm. Right, so what all things will be covered in this course? An insight into data structures and algorithm will be provided first, right? And then we'll cover the basic concepts which will be followed by some advanced concepts which will further be followed by some live problem solving sessions which is going to improve your problem solving skills as well as thinking skills. Big the reason why we are studying today, it's just because of improving our visualization power, improving our thinking skills, problem solving skills, right? It's not because of scores that we are studying. Now, if you want to check the syllabus of this course, you can come down over here and simply click this button. It will open for you a new tab in which you will see a PDF file where all the topics which will be covered in all the tutorials that we will provide you in this course are there. Now we have bifurcated the whole syllabus week wise. So it is a 4-week course, let me tell you that, and each week has 4 different lectures. So there will be in total 16 classes which we will provide you in this course. Right, so we'll start with basics of arrays and basics of loops as I've told you, and then we'll gradually move towards the advanced concepts like sorting. Then there will be problem solving sessions based on stack queues, priority queues, and finally these are the topics which will be covered in the very last week. So if you guys want to know about data structures and algorithm, if you want to learn data structures and algorithm from Mr. Pawan Dikshit, who is an ACM ICPC 2019 Asia regionalist, and he's working as a mentor at Geeks for Geeks currently. So you guys are most welcome to avail this course. You can log in and register yourself for this course and start taking the online classes which Mr. Pawan Dikshit will provide you. Right. Now, if you have any queries, you can put them in the comment section. And also if you would like to contact or talk to our executive department, so this is our toll-free number. You can drop us an email also on this official email ID of ours. right? So we'll be waiting you in the classes. Okay, now let's dive into the platform. So I've already told you that I've already told you about all the platforms, that you can use for developing Python games or Python things. So I've told you in the very first lecture how you can access Jupyter Notebook, which is an online platform on which you can access on your mobile phones also. The beauty of using a Jupyter Notebook is that you don't need to have a laptop or a desktop device. Even if you have a mobile and you want to learn coding, you can do that with the help of Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook, then there is Google Colab. So these are two online platforms which are very popular, and you can access them on mobile devices also besides desktop, and you can learn, you can do coding over there, right? Basically, sorry, for now I am using Pycharm, as you guys know. And if you don't know how to download and install Pycharm, please check out the previous tutorials in which I have explained all the steps which you can use for installing Pycharm on your respective device. So that's how the Pycharm environment looks like. Now before I proceed, I would first like to tell you about how can you customize the environment. If you want to, suppose, change the font size, or you want to change the background color, so what you can do, you can come over here on this file option, and simply you can click this settings. So it will open for you a new window where you will see in the left side these options. So you can change the appearance and behavior, you can change the font size, you can change the code style, you can change the color scheme. So for now, if suppose you want to change the font size, basically when you'll open the Pycharm environment for the first time, so the font size is going to be a very font size is going to be a bit small. If you want to increase the font size, so that's the option you can use it, right? So I have used this JetBrains mono font, and I'm using this 26 as size, and line height is 1.2. Simply make the changes over here and click this apply button, and after that you can hit this OK button. Now if I'll type something over here, so that's how it is going to appear. So it's quite big now, and we all are able to see it properly. Am I right? Now before proceeding and showing you how you can develop a full-fledged snake game using Pygame module, I would first like to check the comment section. Do I have anything to answer? Let me check that first. And thank you very much all of you for being there with me in this tutorial. Thank you all the Python lovers who are there in this lecture for learning this amazing game. So Create with Tejas, thank you very much dear for joining me at this time in this tutorial. Hope you're enjoying this a lot. Please do not forget to like and share this video and make us reach to the maximum students possible. Thank you very much for all the support, all the love that you guys are providing to us. Right. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to import this Pygame package. Now if you don't have the Pygame package, see if I'll run this, so that's what I'll get as an output. Why? Because Pygame is already there installed on my device, right? So that is the reason I'm not getting any error over here. But if you get any kind of error, so what you can do, you can come over here on Python packages option and simply type the name of the package that you want to install on your device. Suppose you want to install Pygame, so that's how it is going to come over here as soon as you'll type the name in this search window, and simply you have to click the install button because it is already installed. So that is the reason that install button is not getting reflected over here. However, if I'll come on this, which is not there on my device, this Pygamer module is not there on my device, so right now this install button is visible to me, so I can hit this and install it on my device, right? So that's how you can install any package which you don't have on your device directly on Pycharm. So that's the beauty of Pycharm. Now let's initiate this Pygame package. So init is a method with the help of which we can initiate it. Right, now I would like to define three variables. So one is going to have the value of RGB values of white color. So how can we store it? So we can put this 255, 255, 255, because for white we have R also equal to 255 and B and G also equal to 255. Similarly, if you want to, if I have another variable with name black in which I would like to store the RGB value of black color, so it will be 0, 0, 0, right? And for red it is going to be 255 and 0, 0, because R is this, right? And then this is G, this is for B. That's great. Now we are going to set the dimensions for the display, in which we will see the snake running. So display Pygame, how you can create a display. Now that's what I would like to show you. So Pygame dot display, you can see this function is getting reflected over here, and then we can set the mode, right? Set the mode. So I would like to set the mode equal to 800 by 600. How about this? I think this is going to give us a great output. 800. So we are going to have a screen of 800 by 600 now. Okay, so that's how you can create a display. Now if you want to display something as a caption, display some text as a caption on your display or your screen, so how you can do it? Pygame, right? And then display set caption. So we can write this set caption, and I would like to see this getting reflected right on the top. Gaurav's snake. Fine, and I'm closing this right away. We can make it Gaurav's snake. I think that is also a cool name, right? Then we need to have a variable which is going to keep a check on the game over and game start part. So game over, initially I would like to keep it as false, right? And then we can have two different variables which are with the help of which we are going to we are going to check the position of the snake. So x1 is equals to 0, not 0, let's make it 300, because the size of the height of this display is 600. So half of 600 is 300, right? So 300, and y1 is also equal to 300, right? Then we can have another variable with name x1 change. So if x1 changes, so how we'll keep a check on that thing? With the help of this variable we can easily do it. Y1, similarly we can have y1 underscore change is equal to 0, right? So now we have defined 4 different variables over here. That's great, everything is going fine. Now we need to have a clock. So clock is equals to how to create a clock. So pygame dot time, right? And then we can have this pygame dot type. Then we can have this clock function like this, right? Now we'll define the main loop. So we are going to make use of while not. Why I have used not? Because I have initialized this game over variable with false, right? So while not game over, so for, let's check the event for event in, so that's how you can check the event in Pygame. So for event in Pygame dot event dot get, that's how you can get the event and check it, right? And then we can have if event dot type, if the type of this event is equal to see, if the user is asking for quitting the game, so I would like, sorry, Perfect. So if it is like this, then I need the game over's value to change from false to true. Why? Because we need to end the game. Right, so that's how we can do it. Right, I hope you have understood this loop. Okay, so it's true. Now let's define another loop. If suppose, if let me just copy it from here and I'm putting it right away over here. If event dot type is, now if you want to move the snake in upwards direct, in upwards or downwards, or in left or in right, so for that we are now defining the code. But before that, I would first like to check something over here, whether everything is going fine or not. Yes, everything is perfectly fine. So event dot type is equals to, I don't want this now. I want something which can help us in checking the key down and key up. Right, so we have this thing, key down. So if the user will press key down, now what should happen at that time? We need to define that over here inside this if loop. So as you guys know, we have defined these variables over here, right, for checking the position, or you can say for controlling the position of the snake. So these are the ones which we are going to use over here inside this for this key down. Right, so when key will be down, what I want is, so event type is quit, game over is true, event type is key down. Now there are 4 keys. So whether it is left key, or whether it is right direction key, or whether it is upward direction key, or whether it is downward direction key which the user has pressed. So accordingly, I would like the values of these variables to change. Right, so first of all, we have to find out which key has user actually pressed. So for that, we can again have an if loop like this. So event dot key, right, and equal to pygame dot k dot k underscore left is the property with the help of which we can check whether the user has pressed the left direction key or not. So if he has pressed the left direction key, I would like the value of this variable to become -10. Why? Because in left side, what happens, the value of x decreases, right, and there should be the y1, y1 underscore change. I would not like to change its value. Why? Because the change is happening along the x-axis, so it is not going to affect the y value of the coordinates of the snake. So y1 underscore is going to remain 0 only. Right, similarly we can copy this whole thing and I'm going to put it over here. If pygame dot, now if the user in place of left direction key, if he will press the right direction key, right, then what should happen? If the user will press the right direction key, so the value of x1 should change, but this time it should get incremented by 10 and nothing should happen to the value of y1 underscore change variable. Same thing we can do for upward and downward direction keys also. Let me show you what you exactly have to do. So we have a property named k underscore up, right, with the help of which we can see whether the user has pressed the upward direction key or not. So if the user presses the upward direction key, the value of x1 underscore change should not change. Right, why? Because the change has to take place along the y-axis, so nothing should happen to the x coordinates. Nothing should happen to the value of x of the coordinates of the snake. Then we have y1 change, so value of y1 change should change by -10, right? And let's have, in place of right, down over here. So if key down, downward direction key will be pressed, nothing should happen to x1 underscore change, right? So it should be 0 only. However, y1 change should become 10, right? So that's how you can define the code for all the direction keys, right? Okay, let's now come out of this for loop. So for coming out of this for loop, we can simply start typing from here, because whatever I want to type, whatever I'll be typing over here now, I want it to come inside this while loop. So what we have done, we have checked the event first in this pygame.event.get, and if that event is quit, then game over value will change to true, and the interpreter will come out of this while loop. However, if key down, if any key is pressed, right, so the interpreter will first check which key is pressed, whether it is a left direction key or right direction key or upward key or the downward key which is pressed by the user, and after that it is going to change the values of these two variables. Now once the interpreter is done with finding out the key which is being pressed, so now it is going to affect the value of x1. So x1 should get incremented by x1 underscore change. Similarly, y1 should get incremented by y1 underscore change. See how simple the code is. If you have checked my game lab tutorials, then definitely you will not find any issues in the code which I'm using over here. But if you have not checked any of those lectures I shooted for game lab, so definitely you'll come across the issues. So please go and check out those tutorials. Definitely you are going to find these codes more meaningful then, right? Okay, so we are done with defining the code for x1 and y1. Now it's time for us to fill the display with some color. So I would like to fill it. So that's the function, display fill. So that's the function with the help of which we can fill the display. Now, which color of display you want to see? I would like to see a black color of display, right? Similarly, for that snake, for creating that snake, we are going to have a rectangle. How can you draw a rectangle? So pygame.draw.rect, that's the function you can use for drawing the rectangle. Now we can have the rectangle inside the display, and I would like to have a white color rectangle. So that's the reason white I have inputted over here. And then at what position I would like to see the rectangle? I would like to see the rectangle at this position, x1, then y1, then always it should be 10, 10. So this is height and width of the rectangle, and these are the coordinates of the points at which I want to see the rectangle, right? Now because I have made the position dependent on x1 and y1, so every time the user will press any of these 4 keys, this x1 and y1 will get updated, and we'll see the snake moving accordingly, right? Then we can make use of this pygame dot display. Just a second, and we need to update the display continuously. So update, I think, is the method we can use for updating the display, right? And finally, as you guys know, we have defined a clock over here. So if you want to set the clock's ticks, so how can you do that? Clock dot tick we can use simply, and then we can put some number over here. Let's say 30, Okay, and then we can come out of that while loop, and finally we can end the game. So pygame dot quit we can use, and then we can simply quit the game. Right, so that's the code you can use for creating a simple snake game. Now when I'll run it, let's see what is the output we will get. But before checking that, I would first like to see the comment section. If I have anything to answer, I would surely like to answer those queries first. Okay, so Hridayesh, thank you very much dear for joining this tutorial. And please do motivate your school students also, so that they can also come and join these amazing videos, amazing coding things that we are discussing on this channel. And thank you very much for supporting, for liking the video, for sharing the video in your groups and making it reach to the maximum students possible. I am really thankful to all the students who are doing this regularly on daily basis. So I'm running this code now. Let's see what's the output we'll get. Okay, it is showing us a syntax error. Now why is it so? Let me see. Okay, I haven't put this colon over here. That's the reason it was showing a syntax error. Let's run this game again. Okay, so we are able to see this god of snake, this title getting reflected right on the top over here. And this is the snake. Now if I'll press the left direction key, right now it is a stationary. Right now this snake is a stationary. If I'll press the right direction key, so it has started moving right. Okay, so I'm able to control the movement of the snake in all the direction. If I'm pressing the left direction key, it is moving in the left, upward. Then if I'm pressing downward direction key, it is moving downwards. And that's what you will get as a final output. So the code is working perfectly fine. We are able to see the window as well as the snake on this window moving, and we are able to control its motion also in all the direction. Right, so that's how you can create a simple snake game. Let me show you the entire code one more time. So we imported this pygame module first, and after that we initiated it. So that's the function you can use for initiating the pygame module. These are the three variables which we used for getting the value of white, black and red color. And what we have done, we used these two things over here. We have used these two things over here. See, if I'll remove this white from here, let's see what's gonna happen. So I'm getting an error right now over here. Why I'm getting an error? It's because it is not able to identify this white thing. So that's the reason we need to declare it first, like this. Okay, and if I'll change the value to, let's say, 222, so what kind of screen we'll get? Okay, it is still black. If I'll change it to 111, and if I'll change it to 211, okay, so the snake color has changed. Earlier it was white and now it is pink. Okay, so that's what you will finally get as an output. So you can make the changes over here, or else you can change the name of these variables, using which I have colored the background of the screen as well as the snake. And then we define these four variables which are for keeping a check on the position of snake. Then that's the one with the help of which you can define a clock. Then we have this while loop, inside which we have a for loop, and inside this for loop we have couple of if control statements. Now there are two if loops I've defined inside this for loop. First one is this, which is going to keep a check on the quitting part if the user want to quit the game. So the game over value will become equal to true at that time, and the user will come out of the game. However, if the user will press any key, so now these four control statements will be checked by the interpreter, whether user has pressed the left direction key or right direction key or upward direction key or downward direction key. and accordingly it will change the value of these two variables, x1 underscore change and y1 underscore change. Finally, interpreter will change the value of x1 and y1, which are basically here representing the coordinates of the position of the snake, right? So based on the values of y1 change and x1 underscore change, it will change the value of x1 and y1. And then display dot fill, it's a function using which you can fill any color in this screen, right? And then we have all the stuff over here which is for quitting the game. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. It's a very simple game. If you'll try it, definitely you will be able to make it on your own. But before leaving you, let me just tell you one more thing. If I'll change the dimensions over here from 800 to, let's make it 980, let's see what is going to happen then. So it's now it's now a bigger window that we are able to see over here. So that's how you can play with the dimensions of the display, or you can say screen on which you are playing the game. Okay, so this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. Thank you very much for being there with me in this tutorial. Have a great day ahead, folks. Bye bye everyone, and please do not forget to like and share this video if you haven't done that thing yet, because it is going to give us more popularity. It is going to help us in reaching to the more students out there who want to learn coding free of cost, right? And thank you very much for all your efforts, for all the things that you are giving us, all the support that you guys are providing to us and to our channel. Thank you so very much for everything. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye everyone, take care.